Welcome to Date Like an Economist, the podcast where we break down dating, marriage, and family formation through the economic and behavioral principles. This is our first episode, and today we'll be delving into, or asking the question rather, why are women so triggered by the hashtag soft guy era trend on TikTok and other social media platforms? Or as I would like to call it, how dare a man have standards? So today we delve into the dynamics of the soft guy era, a TikTok trend that humorously subverts traditional dating norms and why it seems to have hit a nerve with women in particular. First point, the soft guy era in TikTok represents a humorous and satirical response to evolving dating norms, particularly challenging traditional dating gender roles in romantic relationships. This trend emerged as a counter movement to the soft girl era trend of 2023, where women sought larger than life financial support and stress-free lifestyles from the men they were interested in or already dating or married to. A shift some criticized as reinforcing patriarchal ideals or expectations. The creators of the soft guy era trend on TikTok, Scarface Mark and Lil Goody, and other men who've engaged in the creation of the videos for the trend, use their tactics to parody the expectations of women who over-prioritize wealth in partners, instead portraying men who seek the very same from women, using women's own demands verbatim. A key humorous element in these videos is the phrase drizzle drizzle, a playful take on the sprinkle sprinkle line from YouTuber and TikToker Letitia Padua, used to mock unreasonable female demands for financial support. This trend on TikTok and YouTube has sparked a mix of comedy and controversy, reflecting broader discussions about gender and the shifting landscape of modern relationships. And this brings me to my second point. First, the angry responses of countless women and some men to the satirical soft guy era videos highlights just how humorless people who have been captured by ideology, really hopelessly captured by ideology, can be. And this is, be it on the feminist spectrum or the traditionalist spectrum. And on my second point, now coming to the meat and bones of the offense taken and the objections to the soft guy era trend. The fact that women at large lack the self-awareness to identify that the men creating these satirical and extremely comical videos are verbatim echoing the very same hashtag soft girl era, larger than life, bloated and unrealistic dating expectations of many women centered on demanding that men spend exorbitant amounts on them and fully finance their hoped for, kept woman cushy, soft lifestyles. Simply put, in the hashtag soft girl era, women demanded that men make them women of leisure. This, and the fact that some men were similarly offended by the idea that men can expect women to show reciprocity of treatment in dating and marriage, and family for that matter, capture just how embedded the male provider-slave narrative is in our social consciousness, not least of all men. Our cultural narrative has so effectively associated providing for women, children, and the elderly to masculinity, even to the point of sacrificing one's own safety and life, that men have universally internalized this social designation as the disposable male provider slave. As for the large body of women who are extremely offended by the reasonable expectations of men to be treated with fairness and generosity in romantic relationships, dating or marriage, they are likewise exposing just how much women across cultures and through human history have committed themselves to be the slave drivers of the subjugated provider male. And this brings us to our fourth point, that the feminist cognitive dissonance most, if not all, women are suffering from across cultures and borders in our times. Cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort experienced when a person holds contradictory beliefs, values, or attitudes, especially when confronted with new information or decisions. A person experiencing cognitive dissonance typically behaves by justifying, rationalizing, or adjusting their beliefs or behaviors to reduce the discomfort and to create a more consistent belief system. The hashtag soft guy era trend comically and rather cleverly exposes the ridiculousness and the motivated reasoning of the entire feminist gender equality debate that demands absolute equality between the sexes to gain all the perceived privileges of men, and at the same time demand the benefits of the preferential treatment of benevolent sexism provided by patriarchy, by men traditionally providing for women's lifestyles and comfort without the expectation that she reciprocates the financial investment. It is this very stark gender equality contradiction, in this case centered on men's earning capacity and the corresponding ridiculous spending demands of women, including feminist women, that exposes the motivated reasoning of the entire gender equality debate and the covert manipulation of women that has convinced men of their that has convinced men to be their indentured financial slaves. And this brings us to our fifth and final point. The reason that the large body of women is offended by the hashtag soft guy era trend is because, as far as women are concerned, how dare a man have standards? How dare a man have expectations of the woman that he is in a relationship with? How dare a man want fair and generous treatment from his woman? How dare a man be treated with generosity by his woman? How dare my man slave have an opinion about my attitude and behavior towards him? And why shouldn't he? Because I am a woman. Hear me roar, slave. So then, this brings us to our closing remarks. Ladies, first, let's acknowledge the obvious. It never enters men's minds that we will be kept by a woman. Not in any way. So let's admit the obvious. So there's really no need to be humorless or offended. Be humble. Take the opportunity to laugh at yourself and the often ridiculous standards that women impose on men. Ladies, if you are a woman and you're interested in improving your dating, marriage, and family results, then by necessity, you should be focused on meeting the standards and preferences of the men in which you are interested. Do you know, ladies, that many, if not most men, never hear a word of genuine appreciation from not only their girlfriends and wives, but also the other women in their lives, even their mothers, that is not connected to their designation as their provider. Do you know that many, if not most men, have never been treated to an extravagant, thoughtful date wherein the woman panders to his material and emotional needs. Ladies, knowing these things and that these are the prevailing experiences of men in dating, marriage, and family, gives you a competitive advantage over most women in competing for quality men. If you as a woman want to succeed with the man to whom you are attracted or are dating or married, you should be interested in learning your man's reasonable standards, preferences, and expectations, and how you can demonstrate your attraction, your respect, your love, and appreciation by meeting those for him. If you do this for a quality man who is interested in you, you will outcompete most women and win his attraction, attention, provision, and protection, the very things that you want out of dating, marriage, and family. From an economic perspective, and this is where I come in as an economist, the whole point of a relationship is to provide an environment wherein a man and a woman can meet each other's needs by providing a fair exchange of values. For relationships are like money. They are a medium of exchange. If you, ladies, refuse or at least are reluctant to enthusiastically cater for your man's needs, then, to put it simply, there's no point in that man continuing in that relationship. So simply put, ladies, in the world of dating and marriage, you have to pay to play. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Drizzle, drizzle. Don't forget to like this video, follow, and leave us your comments, your remarks on this topic. Love smarter, not harder.